Hi friends, welcome back to a new video. I hope that you are doing well and thank you so much for stopping by. Today I have a DIY project for you. If you want to see how I turn these into this gorgeous outdoor sectional, then keep on watching. And these are the pallets that I'm going to be using for this project. Now, as you can see, these are not Euro pallets. I'm actually happy that they are not, because Euro pallets are really heavy, and these are a little bit smaller. As you can see, the planks are also a little bit thinner. These are a size of 70 by 100 centimeters. And what I do like about these more than the Euro pallets is that the block wood in between the planks are actual wood and not pressed wood. Now, the first thing I did is I laid everything out just to do a checkup on every pallet individually, just to see which one I'm going to be using for the bottoms, for the top seating, and for the back. So that's the first thing I started doing. And then next I started connecting the two bottom pieces that were going to be the pieces that you're going to sit on. I was going to connect these with these corner brackets. Now, I could have used just maybe 2 corner brackets, but I thought, why not go all the way and make it this very sturdy? So I put a corner bracket on all 4 corners. And for the back, I used 1 pallet standing right up. Now, you might think this is in a 90 degrees angle and that's not comfortable, but I have to reassure you, you won't feel anything, because once the cushions are on this, it will be so comfortable, you guys. I did see some creators making the back in a more wider angle, and that is totally optional, but it was for me too much work, so I decided to go this way. And to make it really sturdy, I attached it on the back with a lot of screws, and on the side I attached it with more corner brackets to the seating part, because I really want this to be sturdy. I don't want you to push back and feel like the back is coming off. Now, the only thing I was worried about that could cost me a lot of money on this project were castors. I really wanted to add these underneath the sofa, and once I walked into my local grocery store and they had these transport castors, you guys, I was so lucky to find these. They came in a pack of 4, and each caster could hold up to a maximum of 50 kilograms. Now, the only thing that was a downside is that they had 2 fixed and 2 swivel casters. I rather would have had 4 swivel casters, but hey, for only $5.99 a pack of 4, nothing can beat that, because in my regular hardware store, one of these swivel casters with lock would go for at least €7 a piece. So I really got a great deal on these. And another thing, they are plastic. I really love that they are white, but I would have rather seen them in rubber. But hey, again, for $5.99, you don't hear me complain. Now, if these were €3 pallets, you guys, then this would definitely not have been a one-woman project. So it took me less than 45 minutes to put this piece together, and putting on the casters, of course, was really easy. And here you can see how easy it is to move it around. And for me, that is so important, because I do want to clean underneath and behind it every now and then. So anyway, that is 1 down and 3 more to go. Now, since I wanted to do this on a very low budget, I didn't want to pay too much for these pallets. And if you want to do a project like this, you want to have all the same pallets, but it is hard to find them all for free. But maybe one or two, but definitely not 15. Now, I really got a great deal because I found these on Marketplace, and the guy even brought them right into my backyard for a total of 50 euros, you guys. So for 50 euros, I got all these pallets brought to my home. Now, here is what it is looking like already. And next I'm gonna create the corner seating, and it isn't any different than what I did before. I'm going to be attaching this with a bunch of corner brackets. So this project cost less than 125 euros, with the pallets and the castors being the largest cost items. Now I will leave a list in the description box below with all the items that I used and what everything cost, so that you have an idea if you want to make this yourself. So this is going to be the final shape of the sofa, and I am not going to attach the pieces together because, like I said, I want to be able to move them around easily. Now this corner seating here, I did feel that it was a little bit wobbly, although I've used a lot of brackets, but as you can see here, it is still a bit wobbly. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be adding a few more screws here to the sides just to make it more stable. Once the sofa is done, I'm going to be finishing it up by making two end tables. I had this smaller pallet from work. I got it a while back, and what I really love about it is that the wood planks are really close together, so making it easier to be used as a table, as a side table. So if you put your drinks on it, then it will stay stable. But it wasn't the right size, so I had to pull this apart, and this took me a long time, you guys. Pulling apart a pallet costs so much time, and I remember from my video last year I got a few tips on what kind of tool to use to pull it apart, and I wasn't really thinking I was going to do more of these projects, but hey. But anyway, I finally got it done, and I pulled it apart, and what I did was I cut it to size to fit the side of the sofa. Here you can clearly see that it is just that bit bigger than the sofa, and you guys, that got me so annoyed. I mean, it's just that little bit, but I wanted to have this perfect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to be cutting it right here, and then I'm going to move it back a little so that it is the perfect size for the sofa. Now, another thing I liked about this pallet, that it was big enough to get me two identical side tables. But I have to say, up to this very moment, you guys, I didn't finish the second end table. I did have another small piece that was a good replacement. I'm using that as long as I haven't finished the other one yet. And maybe I'll do it this year, and maybe I'll just get around to it next year. Now, for me, the two most challenging part of this project was sanding every piece down and painting them, because putting them all together took me about 4 hours. Sanding everything down took me about another 2 hours, and painting them, you guys, that took me about 3 days. And I have to say, if I didn't have any help from my super sweet niece and nephew, you guys. It would have taken me so much longer, but in the end it was all so worth it. Just look at this fearless little fella here. Now, I'm not too sure if it's just fearless or that he is just in shock that he can't move a muscle if he has any. But it looks like he was dead, you guys. But I was happy to see that he wasn't. And for the paint, I got two of these 2.5 liter bucket paints. They are for in and outdoor, and I'm happy that they are 2-in-1, a paint and a primer in one, because I wasn't planning on priming everything and then painting it again. I did end up with 2 coats of paint, so I had at least to do that, but still it was a lot of work. And you guys, I was happy to come across this at my local grocery store because I paid only €7 for one of these buckets, and usually the paint that I get is 750 milliliters for €7, so I got a great deal on this. And here you see my niece and nephew helping me out, you guys, and they were actually using up so much paint, but I wasn't complaining. They did an amazing job helping me out on this project, and I was really happy that they did. Since the wood planks for the table are too far apart, I couldn't possibly use it as a table as it was. So I wanted to have a cushion on it as well. Now, one day I went to the dump to just get rid of stuff, and they had this container full of mattresses. And I asked the guy that was working there if I could get one for free, and he he made such a face at me, thinking like, what are you gonna do with a dirty mattress? So I told him my story, and he allowed me to get one from the dump. And there was another guy that was looking through the mattresses for me to see which one I wanted. Now, as you can see here, I pulled apart the cover, and the holes in this mattress really made it easy to mark down the size that I needed. And I always go in with this small handsaw, you guys. I have no idea why. But anyway, I figured out that I couldn't go through it. So I got my large handsaw, and you guys, it went through it like warm butter. It was such a satisfying feeling going through this mattress. But anyway, I cut it to size, and I won't be able to show you that, but my mom actually made an insert cover and the pink cover that you will see in a few. Now, another reason that I wanted a cushion on the table is that it can also be used as extra seating in case I wanted to, and I can also use it as a footrest. So using this extra cushion on the table makes the table so much more functional. Now, initially that wasn't my first design, but here you see that I did add one more pallet to the back of the side piece here on the right, because I wanted everything to be able to be functional as a seating part, and I thought without the back it would just be so lame. So I got one more extra pallet, making this a total of 15 pallets that I used for this project. And here you see that this little side piece is different than the one that I made. The wood planks are a little further apart from each other. Now I found this somewhere for free as well, and for now it is temporary because it also, as you can see, doesn't really fit the sofa. It is a little bit too small, but again I will be making the same one that I did as the one on the left. Now for the cushions, you guys, that's a whole different story. I am so happy with these. They didn't always look like this. They were actually the pillows from my sister's previous patio set. Now I still cannot believe that she actually wanted to toss these out, so I'm really happy that my mom decided to keep these. But anyway, they looked very simple like this, and they are still a bit dirty here because this is when I first got them. But anyway, my mom, she had some fabric left over, and she removed the top part of all the cushions and inserted the green fabric, and you guys, that really made this sofa so pretty and summery looking. It is all about the color. As much as I like neutral, I don't think neutral brings me that summer vibe. So with the green, I think it is so much nicer, and I love that I can flip over the cushions and create a whole different look if I wanted to. So yeah, that's a bonus as well. Now drop me a comment below, because I keep referring to this color as green, but I think it also might be just blue. I think it's kind of like a turquoise, but leave me a comment below, let me know what you think. And that is it for this video, you guys. I hope that you had found this useful. I will leave all the details of all the materials that I used in the description box below, in case you want to recreate something like this for yourself. And this goes to show you guys, you do not have to break the bank to create a beautiful outdoor space. So for now, I do want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again in my next one. Bye.